Coming up on Carolina Week.
I did not realize that rather than receiving support and concern from the university, I would only be further victimized by the people who should be working to keep us safe.
Allegations from a UNC student that the university mishandled her rape report against a Carolina football player.
More fallout from HB2, this time from the NCAA.
And watch out for the holes in the sidewalk. Find out why pieces of campus go missing and meet the man tasked with fixing it. All that and more.
Carolina Week
starts right now.
From the UNC School of Journalism and Mass Communication, covering Carolina in HD, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to Carolina Week. I'm Jacqueline Lee.
I'm Sharon Nunn. Thanks so much for joining us. A UNC football player has turned himself into authorities after being served misdemeanor warrants for sexual battery and assault on a female. The Orange County Sheriff's Office released 21-year-old Alan Artis after he posted a $5,000 bond. All of this comes less than 1 day after a UNC student held a press conference accusing the university of not taking her rape report seriously. Reporter Anik Joseph was at that press conference and joins us live in the studio. Anik?
UNC sophomore Delaney Robinson says she was sexually assaulted on February 14th by Alan Artis. The case has been investigated, but Robinson maintains the university is dragging its feet.
I did not realize that rather than receiving support and concern from the university, I would only be further victimized by the people who should be working to keep us safe.
Since Delaney has reported this rape, the university has done nothing. In fact, they've treated her like the suspect.
Chancellor Folt has released this statement. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill is deeply committed to the safety and well-being of our students and takes all allegations about sexual violence or sexual misconduct extremely seriously. A spokesman for the Department of Athletics says Alan Artis has been suspended from the football program. The department also released this statement. Per athletic department policy, any player charged with a misdemeanor is suspended indefinitely and can only be reinstated after approval from athletics director Bubba Cunningham, the head coach, and university officials. Why bring this case up now? Robinson says she sees the man she calls her attacker almost every day on campus. Back to you, Sharon.
That was Anik Joseph live in our studio. Thanks, Anik.
The controversial state law House Bill 2 has resulted in many organizations boycotting events in North Carolina, and the latest boycott affects us here at UNC. Reporter Rivers Upchurch is live at Fetzer Field with the details. Rivers.
Thanks, Jacqueline. The NCAA announced yesterday that they will be pulling all postseason events out of North Carolina effective immediately in protest of House Bill 2. This includes the Women's Soccer College Cup being removed from Cary and 2 rounds of the NCAA men's basketball tournament being removed from Greensboro. Now, this is significant because the Tar Heel basketball team is 33-1 all time in March Madness games played here in North Carolina. And their last 4 national title runs all started with first-round games right here in the state. Now, earlier this afternoon, the ACC followed suit as they also announced that all neutral site championship games would be moved out of North Carolina. This includes the conference championship games for football, women's soccer, and baseball. UNC Athletic Director Bubba Cunningham released a statement basically saying that while he respects the decisions made by the NCAA and the ACC, he's disappointed and feels that the decision unfairly punishes the student athletes and the fans and the host cities here in North Carolina. Now, the ACC football championship, originally planned for Charlotte, is now rumored to be headed to Orlando. So if the Tar Heels are able to make it back to the game, the team and the fans will have a long way to go.
Rivers Upchurch live from Fetzer Field. Thanks, Rivers. And an HB2 update related to what's happening at UNC. Federal Judge Thomas Schroeder ruled that the university system cannot enforce the restroom portion of HB2, but the ruling applies only to the 3 plaintiffs in the case. HB2 requires transgender individuals to use restrooms that correspond with their sex at birth. Schroeder ordered the injunction, saying the plaintiffs have a strong chance of proving that the bathroom measure violates federal law. The trial is scheduled to begin November 14th.
Chelsea Clinton has returned to North Carolina. This morning, she kicked off a voter registration drive in Carborough. She touched on HB2, discussed how important this election is, and didn't mention Donald Trump's name once. She also made stops in Durham, Raleigh, and Wake Forest. And some more positive news for the university. For the 16th consecutive year, U.S. News & World Report has ranked UNC Chapel Hill the 5th best university in the nation. The magazine bases its rankings on graduation and retention rates, student achievement, campus resources, and student selectivity. This year's top spot went to the University of California at Berkeley.
Carolina is welcoming 4,200 new undergraduates this school year. And as reporter Katie Kamen tells us, the incoming students are breaking some records.
Abby Cooper is new to UNC. Like all the other first-year students, she's been on campus for less than a month, but says she's settling into Hinton James and campus life nicely.
It's like everyone here is really nice, which is like really refreshing. Everyone's super welcoming on campus.
She's an out-of-state student from Ithaca, New York, but the number of out-of-state students like Cooper has decreased from last year. There was a 7.6% increase in in-state students for this first-year class compared to last year. Ashley Memory is the Senior Assistant Director of Admissions at UNC.
This class is one of our largest classes is the largest class we've ever enrolled and includes more North Carolinians than ever before. About 4,200 students, the total class, and of that, about 3,500 are North Carolina residents.
More than 35,000 people applied to UNC last year. That's a 12% increase from the year before. This set a record for the 11th consecutive year. Diversity in the class also increased. Cooper says she's happy with the diversity at UNC, but the male-to-female ratio surprised her.
When I was looking at like the class profile with some of my suite mates, we were like, oh wow, the majority female is like almost 60% female.
The Office of Undergraduate Admissions will release a finalized and more detailed profile of the undergraduate classes in late September. In Chapel Hill, I'm Katie Kamen reporting.
High school seniors are already starting to apply to UNC for fall 2017 admission. The application period opened last month. They have until October 15th to apply for early action and until January 15th for the regular decision period.
An application designed to help you solve your roommate problems.
See how 3 Tar Heels are helping transform the way roommates interact.
Students are still getting used to the new layout of UNC student stores. Barnes & Noble took over management this summer. If you've walked through the pit, then you've seen the new look of the student stores. Cash registers moved, a new cafe in operation, and the removal of an entrance are just some of the biggest differences. As a part of a 10-year, $30 million agreement, Barnes & Noble College agreed to provide Carolina with a $1 million signing bonus.
That cafe is selling Starbucks coffee, but if you want a more local option, there's another new coffee shop on campus to ease caffeine lovers' minds. The Meantime Coffee Company opened Monday in the lobby of the Campus Y. The menu includes specialty coffee from Carborough Coffee Roasters and food from local vendors such as Made with Love Bakery and the Sonder Market. Students who run the nonprofit coffee shop get a chance to gain entrepreneurial experience and management skills beyond what they study in the classroom.
Summer is a time when many students take it easy. And as reporter Caleb Waters shows us, for businesses near college campuses, those summer breaks can be tough on their bottom line.
School is back in session, and that means UNC is once again crawling with students. So is Franklin Street. But what do local businesses do during the summer when most students are gone? Say a bar, for example. Owned by Scott and Lauren Kleczkowski, local bar Country Fried Duck actually does well during the warmer months.
I've worked in this town for a couple years, and I've worked at places that haven't had a busy summer and places that have. We were very fortunate to have a busy summer.
She also says for a bar like Country Fried Duck, service matters a lot.
As far as we're concerned, everybody is our friend and we're everybody's friend. So we do our best to make everyone feel welcome, and I think that's something that has set us a little bit apart, and that's why we've been pretty consistent through summer and fall.
But what about retail? Manager of Underground Printing Elizabeth Flake says those types of stores face a tougher challenge.
During the summer, we definitely have to put in more effort, making sure that we have, sidewalk signs outside and that we run a lot of specials and sales, whereas during the school year, we have a lot more natural foot traffic.
Unlike bars or restaurants, retail stores aren't as much a part of everyday life.
So with merchandise, you're not necessarily buying merchandise every day, but you have to eat every day. So that's kind of a con of being in the retail business.
But owners of establishments on Franklin or Rosemary Street can all agree. It's good to have students back. In Chapel Hill, I'm Caleb Waters reporting.
Some Franklin Street business owners say they have to make sure they do regular weekly specials during those breaks, and they found consistency can be a key for drawing in summer business.
Fitzgerald's Irish Sports Bar is becoming a new restaurant, Might As Well Bar and Grill. Located on West Franklin Street, Fitzgerald's Irish luck ran out this past January. Might As Well has another location in Wilmington. Specials will include Sunday Fun Day, $1 Tuesday, 50-cent Friday, and live trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock. Fitzgerald's will remain empty as there's no set date for the new restaurant to open.
With the beginning of a new semester came new financial decisions for the Daily Tar Heel. You may have noticed this. The newspaper, which has been printing daily since 1929, has stopped publishing physical papers on Tuesdays to cut costs. Editor-in-Chief Jane Wester says the DTH has been struggling financially, a symptom of a nationwide hit on newspapers. However, she says the paper's online presence is stronger than ever.
We all know college can be stressful and having roommates can sometimes make things worse. That's why one group of UNC students is doing its part to make your living arrangements a little easier. Katie Wilkinson has the story.
Meet Joelle Ritter, Tomas Roy, and Teddy Wilson. These friends combine their knowledge of graphic design and software development to create an easily accessible application called Roof.
Just sitting around kind of trying to think of a name for this, and I think it fits because a roof is kind of a structure that sits above a shared space.
Roof sends out notifications for when rent is due or when chores need to be done, and co-creator Tomas Roy says his favorite part of the app is the expense splitting feature.
If your roommate buys you something, instead of paying them back in this sort of like bland monetary way, you can just buy them something, and so it sort of promotes sharing and sharing resources.
All you need to do is register, and then you're ready to create a to-do list. Once you complete an item on the list, the system notifies your roommates.
I would highly recommend downloading this app because it keeps none of us from being the bad guy and having to be the one to tell each other that we have to do either the dishes or to clean something or to clean the bathroom, because the app kind of distributes it out fairly.
More than 500 people at UNC have already downloaded the app, and the Roof developers say they're now working to collaborate with landlords to make it easier for tenants to pay rent. In Chapel Hill, I'm Katie Wilkinson reporting.
The Roof app is free and available for download at the website roof.io. Another new app called Live Safe is connecting users with UNC police. Anyone who lives near or on Carolina's campus can use the app to quickly call 911 or report safety concerns via picture, audio, or video messages. Live Safe is a part of the Carolina Safe program that also provides other campus safety resources like emergency call boxes and the P2P bus route. The Nighttime Travel Working Group stressed the need for new safety technology. The app's Safety Walk feature lets friends digitally walk you home, showing them your GPS location on the app as you walk alone in the dark.
It has been a great day to be out on the quad, making sure to find some shade while taking in what feels more like spring than mid-September.
Alex Clement has our Carolina Week forecast coming up.
Thanks for staying with us here. I'm meteorologist Alex Clement with your Carolina Week weather. Moving forward, I want to show you a surface map of the United States. Here you can see we have a low pressure system that's making its way across the United States, and it will be here sometime over the weekend. If you look to our south, though, you'll see that there is a tropical system, and that is Tropical Storm Julia. A little bit more on that later. As we look at the satellite imagery, you can see a better picture of the tropical storm there, and this cloud line here is very much in line with the surface analysis that I just showed you a moment ago. Tropical Storm Julia, max winds at 40 miles an hour, gusting up to 50, and it's moving north-northeast at 5 knots, so roughly less than 6 miles an hour. As we zoom in to the radar, you can see that because of that high pressure over our state in the surface map, there's really nothing in line of precipitation over the triangle or the triad right now, but down in the southeast part of our state, they are receiving a little bit of rain from the tropical storm. Currently outside, it's 87, but it is humid, so it feels like 90 with abundant sunshine. And as we move into tomorrow, you can see that that cold front has moved closer to the state, which may bring some rain to the mountains, and that the tropical storm has diminished into a low, still bringing rain to Georgia and South Carolina in the coastal regions and part of the southeast and North Carolina. Tonight, some clouds, winds light and variable, a low of 67. And then your class-by-class forecast tomorrow as you're out the door, 8 a.m., it's going to be 70. By noon, we're going to be at 82. And then at 3, we'll top out at 85. So it looks like a nice day. And tomorrow, like I said, we'll be up to 85 degrees, sunny and light winds at north-northeast. Football schedule this weekend, the tailgate in the daytime, we're going to be at 79 degrees. A kickoff around 3:30, we're going to be up to 86, and post-game 87. So Saturday's looking great for your football game. And then as we look forward to the 5-day, you can see we have our lows in the 60s and our highs pretty steady in the mid-80s through the week, with that chance of thunderstorms coming in Sunday as that cold front gets closer.
Wow, yeah, we've seen a lot of tropical storms recently. We had Hermine, and now we have Julia.
We are in the middle of the peak of hurricane season right now, but it's the cheapest time to take a cruise.
Oh, well, good to know. We'll have to look into that one. Thanks, Alex.
You should.
Coming up next, a Tuesday night shocker.
See what went wrong as a top UNC-ranked men's soccer team suffered a letdown against an unranked opponent.
Coming off a big-time road win against number 2 Clemson, the top-ranked men's soccer team returned to Fetzer Field Tuesday night to take on East Tennessee State. Now, despite tallying 16 shots, the Heels just could not get the offense going all game. And in overtime, the Bucks took that as an invitation to win the game themselves. In the attacking third here, this blooping goal from East Tennessee State's Fletcher Eckern. The shot just trickles past UNC keeper James Pyle in the 92nd minute as East Tennessee State stuns the nation's top team. The Heels suffered their first loss of the season with a final score of Carolina 0, Buccaneers 1. Now, I'm sure some fans were disappointed after the soccer team's loss last night, and they might have taken to Twitter to voice their frustrations. But players can't always do the same. Our Donnie Holloway tells us how some student athletes at Carolina approach social media.
Many people enjoy using social media, but athletes, well, they play by a different set of rules.
They just tell us basically what we can do and what we can't do. Like when it's for recruits, we can't really talk to recruits and things like that. But just what not to say. Like you don't want to go out there and say anything crazy because you know the world's watching.
And as thousands of followers watch, social media can sometimes present challenges.
The hardest part is just keeping your mouth shut.
But this isn't always easy.
It's one of those things where you just got to say, you know what, I'm the better person. As much as I want to say something and come at you right now, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
One of the biggest points administrators stress to athletes is that social media posts can live on forever.
And that anyone can save a simple screenshot indefinitely.
Many athletes use social media to thank fans, share highlights, and post-game reactions. And some even use it to personally meet their fans, kids like Bailey.
She had just been diagnosed with cancer after we went and saw her, her older brother and everyone reached out to us on social media. The pictures went out of our visit with her, and it was just a special moment. We were able to bond with someone who looked up to us and appreciated what we did on the field.
Special moments creating lasting memories. So social media use has a big upside. Athletes just need to know how to use it and when. In Chapel Hill, I'm Donnie Holloway reporting.
It was evident yesterday when the news broke of the rape allegations against football player Alan Artis. Many news outlets first published stories with links on Twitter. And within hours of the news, head coach Larry Fedora issued an official statement saying, "We are aware of the misdemeanor charges against Alan Artis. I cannot comment on either the allegation or the investigative process. We take these matters very seriously and are fully cooperating with the appropriate authorities." I know that we've already talked about this on the show. We don't want to linger on it too much, but this is obviously bad news for the football team, bad news for the university. You know, UNC football just got out of a scandal, and now it seems like they are right back in one. But at this point, it's not about football. It's about the people involved, and that's what people really need to consider.
Yeah, very true. Well, of course, we will be following this case extensively over the next few weeks. Thank you so much, Caleb.
It's a new year, but old traditions are strong on UNC's campus, and this one is about the sidewalks.
Stay tuned to find out about thievery that goes unpunished.
Be sure to check out Carolina Week online at carolinaweek.org. Connect with us online by liking the Carolina Week Facebook page and following us on Twitter at Carolina Week UNC.
The start of a new school year means the start of a familiar tradition, stealing bricks.
For years, UNC students have stolen bricks from the campus sidewalks, leaving holes for maintenance crews to fill. Aaron Wygant looks at this tradition and the man responsible for helping students keep it going.
Walking through South Campus, chances are you'll see holes in the sidewalk. Stealing bricks is a UNC tradition that helps students like Martha Tomaso keep a souvenir from her freshman year.
But it is like a little piece of me that I'll get to like keep forever that's from UNC.
But someone has to replace that brick. And what does he think of this mischievous tradition?
I guess they're getting what they're paying for. I don't know.
Hal Saunders has worked at UNC for more than 30 years as a brick and stonemason. He and his crew replace between 20 and 80 bricks a day, mostly on South Campus.
In that area, that's what most of the bricks is being stolen.
But this tradition has its costs. Standing in the brickyard, Saunders estimates his team replaces more than 1,000 bricks a year, costing the university about $350. Stealing a brick from campus is easy. All you have to do is find a loose brick, wiggle it out, and make your getaway. Work orders requesting new bricks pour into Sanders' office.
Okay, old well, repair sidewalk.
Each one with a different classification and deadline.
Yeah, so I got 3 days to fix that.
And during his years at Carolina, he's fixed a lot. Just look at his office wall, covered in pictures.
That's me while working out in the field.
For Saunders, it's not about replacing stolen bricks. It's about building a legacy.
You see stuff that you done, then you say, that's cool, I did that.
And he'll get to look back at a lot more of his work, as long as the brick stealing tradition continues. In Chapel Hill, I'm Erin Wygant reporting.
Thanks for watching.
Have a good night.